Reading is
We came. You talking like for? Yeah,
that so.
yeah. We were there yesterday. We all signed a bunch of autographs, hung out with the kids a little bit. Today's Jersey Day, and a couple of kids are wearing my jersey, so I went up and talked to them. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's good. Good to see a bunch of faces out here. See how inspired they are.
Little one build. Is different. Kaya yukida the Kobergua. What now? Go and lucky. Well, I know the thing. 189.
Was that where we were supposed to start? What? Oh, perfect.
Hero boss. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I.
It was amazing. Yeah, I love going out there, representing a country and being able to, play for something so much bigger than myself. Not just a university, but I mean a whole country in itself. It's an unbelievable experience. And there's so many Armenians out in LA and Glendale, and being able to see the sport out there was pretty unbelievable. Yeah, it's my dad's side. Yep, yep.
You see that there's a style of fastball here and that playing somewhere in your field.
It's a little different. It's a different type of physical. FIBA refs don't call as many fouls. And obviously being used to that with the Big Ten, that's how it is, night in and night out. But FIBA's a little different, and especially when you're going up against guys that are all 30 years old, changes things. There's a lot of older guys in college now, and now I'm a senior, but uh, 30 years old is it gets up there.
How would you listen between basketball?
I hated it. I hated it. The FIBA balls were different, and I don't know, the ones we used were, I don't know, but it is different getting used to a different ball. I mean, it was different when we changed from the older Wilson to these new Evos. And I mean, the same thing is when we would come here and play, and we had to use the Adidas balls my freshman and I think it was sophomore year too, maybe. I don't know. It's always hard to change, but shoot or shoot. So I just tried my best. Yeah.
A lot later to rape a couple weeks. But it was early impressions of with Seeger or some characters that you'd seen so far. Now never done.
I'm excited. I'm really excited for this year. We got a lot of really good dudes on and off the court. My coaches did a really good job of getting the right people in the locker room. Like you said, I've only been with them for a couple weeks now, but I was with almost everybody, at almost every dinner on visits. And as soon as I saw them, I was able to meet them. And honestly, it sounds cliche, but when my dog met him, just the way that she reacted to him, it kind of gave me a good indicator of what this team was going to be like. And so I'm really excited for what we got in this locker room.
You always been a guy throughout your career who was involved in creating your family.
Uh, I guess it's kind of a thing in college basketball. As you get older, you kind of host more because you kind of been with the ropes a little bit and understand a little bit. But I mean, my visits, it's a big part, obviously, of what you do, and having the right people around is really important. But I mean, you could have had anybody on our team host anybody, and it would have been just fine.
I'm even I'm sitting. What that guys that I've been waiting asked you today.
There's a lot of learning curves with the type of offense and the defense we run, and I know exactly what they're going through right now, being in it for a year now, and so I'm excited for everybody we got. Honestly, we're gonna be a really deep team this year, and we got a lot of guys that can shoot it, and a lot of guys that are super super hungry right now, and you can't really ask for much more than that for a lot of new guys coming in, and the way we all click together already. It's pretty hard with this whole new transfer portal world, but I think we figured it out pretty good so far.
How quickly did you see it happen? Did it be hard?
I mean, there was definitely an emphasis, I think, for coaches this summer, in recruiting, and we can have 5 guys on the floor that can space it and shoot it, and that's going to be a game changer for our offense.
Do you like the programming or?
Just be able to take a new the leadership role in everything I do, whether it's just helping guys out, with plays, with defense. Now I should have this defense, locked in my brain, and I have no excuses anymore. And to really just take everything to the next level, to just carry this program and represent it the right way. But in terms of basketball, the defensive side is definitely something that I knew I needed to get better at, and I've always needed to get better at. And so my body isn't something I've really been trying to take account for this summer. And Kurt's been on my tail about it, and it's been really good. And being able to do more than just shoot it too. Whether it doesn't have to necessarily be scoring, but reading the right way on the court and open more guys up, especially with how many guys that we got that can shoot it and can score it. I don't need to score, for us to be good.
You didn't begin to describe the difference between this summer and the last year I are in the big stat and now in that.
Feels nice. I can't lie. Just anytime you get to a new situation, new culture, it's completely different, and your brain goes in so many different ways. And the style of basketball and style of play, from one university to another is always so much different. And I can only imagine what some of these guys are going through, especially the freshmen. And you can kind of see it in practice, just the confusion a little bit, but they're starting to click a little better each and every day. But it's definitely good being on the end just where I know everything a little bit more. It's just you're a little more comfortable.
They call it. So, Sieper, the head coach of US, had to talk about the jump that player makes in the play Chilas. Obviously, you're not the Nidia. However, what jump you can look at making playing, like we just mentioned, 30-year-old brown man's now coming back to people in college, 18 to 24, 25.
You have to, when you play against guys that are older and stronger, you got to find ways to kind of create, not necessarily being shifted with the ball. It's more about movement and cutting and knowing spacing. And FIBA guys, everyone's pretty smart. A lot of people in Europe and overseas, it's what they grow up. They grow up being smart with basketball, and being able to take that physicality and understand it, and kind of maybe just use the little tactics, just using your hands a lot more in waves that refs can't see. And that was a lot of stuff they did in the FIBA stuff. So being able to take little tiny things like that, kind of teaching guys would be big.
Leadership.
Another subpattern ausstellt ist und da auch für the baton was in it has was being one of the wheels of this team. How long did you come to claim something to take over that role? And is this kind of a situation where now it's finally very time for there's a cool student leader, the fresh from that basis, kind of all setting up for you to take that role?
I mean, just being here, helps. We got a bunch of guys that feed off of each other. And being a leader is just something that anybody can do it, if they take accountability for it. And now being a senior, this is my 4th year in the Big Ten now, which sounds crazy to me, but you just naturally have those years playing in this league, and being able to just share my wisdom that I have, being here in 4 years, and you kind of just learn through the fire. So being able to just take what I got and kind of using that every single day.
I do. Me plenty, see if you're up race. That'll be fair. Is that over?
He's a smart dude. And I'm really excited to play with him this year. It sucked that we didn't have him last year. But the way he worked, the whole 12, 13 months that he's been out, it's unbelievable. I don't know many people that can work so hard consistently and not be able to touch a basketball. And the drive that he has and the competitiveness that he has. I played against him when I was at Wisconsin and saw it then. Played against him, in able to just, even on the sideline when he was out, he was always talking to us last year, and to be able to have his vocal leadership, too, back this year, and just his IQ is going to be amazing for us.
I'm a quarterback. The guy
We haven't had him, quite with that yet. He's still working on to get some other things set out, but he's always there talking with us still, and I think we should have him back pretty soon. Don't ask me anything about that because I really have no idea. That's for him and our doctors to figure out. But he just his presence, you can already feel it. You can already just feel it, in the locker room and the coaches, and the buzz that we're gonna have with him.
But it comes to us for the rice now you ain't all 48-hour flip side of that. I'm gonna miss it.
Man, I'm praying for him. I'm hoping that he's able to hear his name called tonight. Whether that's God's plan or not, God already knows what's going to happen. But I'd be really, really stoked for him. He was a great dude on and off the court. And just his way to just go get a bucket is something that not many people have. I mean, you could throw the ball to him against any team in the country. Anybody guarding him, and he could have gotten a bucket at any point. And we're definitely, we're gonna miss that, but we got a different, type of team this year, and you learn and grow and you develop in different ways. But in Bryce's standpoint, I'm excited to see what he can do in the NBA.
They're going against Sanford. There are Bryce on the same side.
I'd definitely rather have him wear red. That's for sure. He's another guy that can shoot it lights out. He's got size, and he's definitely more athletic than I thought he was. He threw down a couple dunks in practice the other day that caught me off guard. I'd never seen him dunk it before, honestly. And so I was really stoked to see that. And his brother was just here paying, just hanging out, the last couple of days. And, it's just good to have the Sanfords on our side for sure. I think we're probably going to figure something out to do it. Yeah. So we can see if Bryce gets his name called, we can be there for him.
Again, I had to the stab it on to where and seen and was and stuff.
I talked about hungry earlier, and he's one of the hungriest. We got to tell him to get out of the gym sometimes, and there's not a lot of people that you have to do that to. And he's in there working all the time. And if you guys had access to the gym and you guys walked in, he'd be in there. And he, being a Lincoln kid, he playing for the school that you watch growing up. He works hard, and that's really all you can really say about him, because it carries over in everything he does. And so he's super athletic and shoot it. And I'm really excited to have him on the floor this year.
Outside the check, the whole thing, for you, anything, and the work on the work there.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten stronger. I put on a little bit more weight too, and that was something that I'm still working to do. But my explosiveness is getting back a little bit more. And I'm just excited to get back out there and see how it translates. 200 now.
Oh yeah, it was pretty active on social media. All you do the balance that. See that.
It's pretty tough. I'm getting to the point where I'm probably gonna have to start working with people to help me out a little bit. But it's just something I grew up enjoying. My dad started out recording for our high school team. I made these little game recap videos and season recap videos, and I'd go in there and watch him do it. And he had a little camera that he used, and I would just mess around with it. And then eventually it carried over into what I did. And it's just something I basically get to keep memories for forever. We can go back and look at. And it's a lot of stuff that you guys don't get to see behind the scenes that I enjoy being able to show you guys kind of what it's like, behind the scenes. And there's a lot more to us than just basketball players, and you guys kind of hopefully get to see that, a lot more of our personalities.
Why wouldn't be a person that?
One, it's just something I enjoy. I love doing. Just being able to connect with so many people on a different level. And then, today's day and age, it is a little way to make a little extra money. But that's not really something I'm really worried about with it. It's just something that I'll probably do as long as I can, because I love cameras. I love messing around, and just having fun with